Happy Tuesday. So, Tuesdays are for terrific days. Let's just decide that now. I love alliteration. That's the copywriter in me. It's like terrific Tuesdays, wonderful Wednesdays. Today, I want to talk to you about giving yourself permission to show up and be seen. So, I was about to respond to Laura's message about being a hermit opportunist and what that means in terms of the work that you're here to do and how you grow your business, and this idea of truly kicking back and leaning into what you're called to and through and what satisfies you 1,000%. And also, there's a beauty and a power in giving yourself the permission to be seen. When you are a manifesting generator, a pure generator, you were designed with this open enveloping aura, and yet people got to see you and feel you and be in your aura. Like, it's best and it's easiest. Like, if you want to have an impact on a bigger level, if you want to have more opportunities to have things to respond to, then you allow yourself to be present and to be seen and to be witnessed and to be available in the way that your authority is guiding you. So, for example, I love that, Laura, you feel called to do breath work and breathe people on the gram. And the other day when I was scrolling through there, and I got fed one of your videos, and it was in the evening, and I just sat and I breathed with you, and I thought, wow, look at you breathing life and ease and spaciousness into Instagram, bringing that to people on a platform that can feel very like anxious scrolling, doom scroll. You created a place to pause. That's beautiful. So it's about tuning into your design and allowing yourself to be visible in the way that people, as a projector, can see you and invite you to things. As an opportunist, so that your network can see you and easily share it with everyone that they know, or they can and jump in and say, "Ooh, I love what you're doing. Let me join in with you there." It's as a man, Jan, if you are a third line, being in a space that feels really good for you, showing up for that, and then allowing people and things to bump into you in the perfect divine timing. As a role model, to show up and to be a living embodiment of what you're here to do, to literally role model it, and to do it in such a public way that other people see it and they're like, hey, I want what she's having. I want what they're on. That looks amazing. That looks awesome. It's as an investigator creating the foundation for people to be able to dive into that and read that and absorb that and go through it in a way that they're like, whoa, there's some potent, the things that they've learned. Tell me more about what you've learned. As a fifth line, it's about externalizing. Where does it feel aligned with your authority and your strategy for you to externalize? And this doesn't mean that when we're allowing ourselves to be seen and available, that we now have to go and be like, oh, I'm on a treadmill and every day I've got to show up and every day I've got to. No, you tune into your strategy and authority. Moment to moment to moment to moment, you're always being guided. And maybe today you're being guided to share a story. And maybe today you're being guided to share a live. And maybe today you're being guided to hang out with a friend or go to a party or to stay in and do rituals and care for yourself and pour into yourself so that from that place you can overflow into the world and the world can experience you in this space of transformation or whatever you've stepped through or gone through or that you're actively processing. It really is about, like, on the one hand, not hiding and making it so that people can see you and hear. Like, one of my favorite dance teachers is a manifestor with a splenic authority. I think she may be a hermit. I don't know her full design. And, or actually, I'm going to look at her page and see. But that manifestor, she informs all over her social media to the degree that feels right for her. And because she's put all of these things out there and initiates and informs, like, this is my program, these are my structures, these are my events, these are my competitions that I'm hosting, people show up for it. And she's herself, and her aura is repelling even through through Instagram. And yet, because her voice is so unique and it's so different and it's so powerful, and you get in her container and it's like, whoa, transformation. People come and she sells out her workshops, and she's at the top of the market when it comes to the way she's priced a lot of things. her classes are like $70 for a workshop, and you don't get the recording. Like the recording goes out and you can watch it for like 3 days until you no longer have access to it. That's it. Like she informs in such a way. The average dance class, you look at the average pole dance teacher or embody like forework teacher, they've got like a $30 class, a $40 class, workshop, etc. She's charging $70 to come to her class. She's charging $65. She's charging $200 to go through an experience with her. $300 and for each individual one, right? $200 to access her on demand class replays, whereas other people are charging $30, $35 a month, right? Maybe $100 a month, $80 a month, not 200, not 250. So it just goes to show that like when you show up in alignment with your design, you allow yourself to be visible, whether you're a reflector, whether you're a manifestor, whether you're a mangen, whether you're a generator, whether you're a projector. When you honor your design and you allow your like people to see you, the real you, especially after you go through or as you go through the marketing by design modules, and you start to understand and interview your audience, and you're like, ooh, I get the challenges that they're facing, I get the problems that are coming up for them, and you get inspired by all these ideas and all these things that you can share that can support your soul clients in recognizing you as a person who can really support them in their journey and achieve the desired outcome that they have for their life, for their business, for their relationship, for their body, for their spiritual journey, etc. You can also now have such a backbone of things that you can speak to in your content, in your messaging, in the way that you show up in the world that's going to resonate and that's going to make you an even more potent magnet for the correct invitations, for the people to respond to, for the people to inform and initiate into what you have to offer, for the people who can initiate and invite you as a reflector to share your reflections and your wisdom with them and your wise discernment and judgment with them. So I'm saying all this to say, give yourself permission to put yourself in the places that will allow you to be seen, even if you don't feel prepared yet. Even if you're like, oh, well, I've got to go through this marketing by design whole module first and interview my people, and then I'll show up on social, and then I'll go to the events, and then I'll go to the gatherings. Or if your strategy and authority are telling you to go there now, go there now. Because so much of business is about building relationships. And so when you know this is a long, fruitful, beautiful relationship that I'm building with this person, you don't say, oh, I'm only going to go hang out with you once I'm ready. No, you become ready together. The best relationships, like a soulmate, like if I actually did this. This is a great story. I did this when I met Santos. I said, not when I met Santos. Santos and I had already met before. We've been dating for some time. We went our separate ways. We went on a few dates and then we went our separate ways. And it was February. I remember it like it was yesterday. It was February. I don't remember the year, but like 10 years ago now. And I was working my corporate job and I had this vision of building my business. And I had gotten on dating apps because people were like, get on dating apps, get on dating apps, get on dating apps. Don't be so picky, just go out, go have fun. And I went on all these dates and I was like, these people are so lame. These guys are not it. Like, ugh. And I went on these, I deleted all these apps. Like my emotions were just like, nope, doesn't feel good for me. I deleted every dating app and I decided I'm just going to focus on building my business. And when I do, the perfect man who's meant for me, who's on my level, is going to find me. And then literally like, whether it was days later or a week later, Santos was at my doorstep telling me about how like, we didn't know human design at the time, and was like speaking these things to me. And I have thought, this is a test. This is a test from the universe to see if I'm really serious about this. I just said, I'm not going to date anyone. I'm not interested in this. And then in that moment, I gave myself permission that, hey, try it out. And if at any point in time, like trust yourself. And if at any point in time it's not resonating, then you leave, you bounce, you honor that. Trust yourself to be able to do that. And in dating Santos and eventually becoming engaged to him and then marrying him and then being with him for 10 years and him being like my soulmate and the best possible relationship for me, like the greatest manifestation of my life to date, he actually helped me to grow my business. He helped me to get where it is that I'm trying to go. I am so much the woman I am today because of him. And that continues to deepen and evolve every single day, moment by moment by moment by moment by moment by moment by moment. So, your soul clients will have a similar relationship with you, and that you can meet them today and you're in your process and you're not feeling enough and you've got all these questions and you don't have the perfect messaging and blah. And you're enough already where you are with what you have. And you can open up the relationship with them, because the longer time they've known you and they get to meet you and they get to see you and they get to connect with you, then when you do have the potent messaging, when you do have the stuff dialed in, when you are crystal clear on your offer and what you're sharing now, they get to step into that. They get to rise with you. They get to say, I knew you in the beginning. I'm so ready. I love the way that you're moving. In fact, it makes it even better because they see your journey. They're on your trajectory with you. And they're like, whoa, she went from there just last week, just a month ago, just a year ago, just 3 years ago. She was there and now she's here. Wait a minute. I want some of what you're having. I want to go where you're going. You're really doing it. How do I get on your level? And then when it's time to do the launch and it's time to do the offer and it's time to sell and it's time to do all the other things, you've seated your audience because you gave yourself permission to be seen. So, give yourself permission to shine brightly. And you do it in the places where you feel the most safe first, like in this container. So I love seeing you all share in this container and be edified for it and be celebrated for it. No matter how long your voice notes are, no matter how long your riffs are, your questions or all of that, like the fullness of you being seen and celebrated and edified and uplifted and like, yeah, this is it. This is amazing. More, 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 please. And then you get the courage to go and do it in a more public way, and in a more public way, and in a more public way, until maybe you're doing it like every day on social somewhere to the degree that feels right for you. And if you're a manifestor, you give yourself space to rest before you're tired. And if you're a projector, you give yourself space to rest before you're tired. And if you're a reflector, you give yourself space to rest before you're tired. And if you're a man-gen or a generator, you exhaust yourself in the things that you enjoy, and when you feel exhausted, you give yourself permission to rest and recover so that you can go at it again. That's it. It really is that simple. And you get to show up now with what you have, where you are, knowing that it's not about I'll be perfect and then I'll have the relationship, and then I'll have the soul clients, and then I'll have the body, the thing, the whatever. It's about I'm perfect now. Who's drawn to me now? And giving permission for more and more and more people or different people to be drawn to you as you change, as you evolve. Because all of us as humans are evolving and changing. And the fact that you do change and that you do level up and that you do evolve and that maybe it feels cringe in the beginning and then you develop your confidence and it gets better and better and better, actually becomes fodder and proof for everyone who's meant for you to see that and be like, wow, it's been awesome to watch your epic, glorious rise. I love you. Have a terrific Tuesday. Make today awesome.